Emmanuel Lévinas, a renowned philosopher known for his work on ethics and the philosophy of the other, wrote extensively on themes of responsibility, otherness, and the face-to-face encounter. Here's an exploration of one of his profound quotes. To approach the other in conversation is to welcome his expression, in which at each instant he overflows the idea a thought would carry away from it. It is therefore to receive from the other beyond the capacity of the I, which means exactly, to have the idea of infinity, but it also means to be taught. In this quote, Lévinas encapsulates several of his central philosophical tenets. Let's unpack this statement and delve into its deeper meanings. Lévinas begins with, to approach the other in conversation is to welcome his expression, emphasizing the fundamental ethical act of engaging with another person. For Lévinas, the other is not merely another individual but represents an infinite source of meaning and ethical demand. The conversation here is not just an exchange of words but a profound interaction that respects and acknowledges the other's irreducible difference and uniqueness. Welcoming the other's expression signifies an openness to what the other brings, which is inherently beyond one's own preconceptions and categories. The next part, in which at each instant he overflows the idea a thought would carry away from it, highlights the concept of the other exceeding any attempt to fully comprehend or encapsulate them within one's own ideas or frameworks. Lévinas argues that the other is always more than what can be understood or anticipated. This overflow of the other signifies their transcendence and the perpetual gap between the other's full reality and our understanding. It stresses the limitations of cognitive and conceptual frameworks in capturing the essence of another person, underscoring the idea that true ethical relations go beyond mere cognition. It is therefore to receive from the other beyond the capacity of the I, which means exactly, to have the idea of infinity. This part of the quote delves into the idea of infinity, which is central to Lévinas's philosophy. By engaging with the other, one encounters an infinite ethical demand that transcends one's own finite self. The I, or the self, is limited, bound by its own experiences and understandings. However, in encountering the other, one is confronted with something that infinitely surpasses these limitations. This encounter with infinity is not about a numerical or spatial infinity but an ethical one. It represents an endless responsibility and an ever-deepening understanding that one can never fully complete or exhaust. Finally, but it also means to be taught. This succinctly captures the ethical transformation Lévinas envisions through the encounter with the other. Being taught by the other implies humility and openness to learn, recognizing that the other has something to impart that is fundamentally beyond one's own knowledge and experience. This teaching is not merely informational but ethical. It is about being called to responsibility, about learning to respond to the other's needs and demands.